the student life experience together with some of our students as well. So do stick around to hear more from them. Prof Sow, please.
Okay, very good afternoon to everybody who's joining us for this particular student panel sessions. My name is Sow Chorng Haur. I'm the Vice Dean for Faculty of Science in charge of Outreach and Admissions. Together with me today, we have Professor Chen Susan, who is a Vice Dean from Faculty of Science in charge of the Student Life and Alumni Relationship. We also have Dr. Liu Mei Hui, who is in charge of the Student Life and Alumni Relationship. She's the Assistant Dean for Faculty of Science. Okay, so this particular panel, we have put together 4 students who's going to come to share with everybody here the life and experience of an NUS student. And then, in fact, we have put together a team of 2 senior students and 2 year 1 students so that you get a good examples of a different level of a learning journey so that then they can share with you. So the whole idea is that during the presentations, should you have any questions, please feel free to type in the Q&A, and then we'll be very, very happy to answer them. Now, before I invite the student, I'll do a quick round of introductions to all the students. So today we have Kaiteng, okay, who is year 4 students, okay, and then we have Clarence, yeah, also year 4, and then Cindy and Winnie. Okay, so they will introduce to you what their primary major, secondary major, major, minor, or different committees, so on and so forth. So do take note of the vibrancies of the student life that we have in NUS, and then many of you are probably also thinking about what I'm going to do when I come to CHS, and then so hopefully the examples will be good reference for you. So without further delay, it's my pleasure to invite Kaiteng to come and share with everybody. Yeah.
Thank you, Prof. So I'll share my screen now. Okay. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, can see your screen also. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Great. Okay. Hi everyone. I'm Kaiteng, a year 4 Psychology and Life Sciences major. I'm currently the Vice President of the Singapore Psychological Society's Youth Wing, as well as the Vice President of ISG Psych Staff, both of which aims to bring youths who are interested in psychology closer to the field. So today I will be sharing about my experience as a Psychology and Life Sciences major and how my experience has shaped me as a student, as well as some of my life experiences in university. So, right. So you might be curious why I chose this combination of majors. First, I knew early on that I had an interest in the field of psychology when it came to my career choices. As such, I decided to choose psychology as my primary major to allow myself to be able to venture into the field upon graduation. At the same time, I was fascinated by the intricacies of biology when I studied this topic in JC. And hence, I was keen to deepen my interest in biology when I'm in uni. So furthermore, I was also interested to find out more about the intersections between biology and psychology. Yeah. So that's why I chose this combination. Okay. So on this screen, you can see some related modules in psychology and life sciences, which I find complements each other really well. So I found that my learning points from one major actually reinforces my learning from the other major. And this has provided me insights into how the biological parts of the brain actually affects the psychological aspects of our minds. So you can see here there are modules highlighted in green. These are those that are related to the understanding of the brain and its processes. So I found that my understanding in life sciences actually supplements my learning over here in my other modules in psychology, and vice versa. So what's more, actually, those modules that you see in green, they can actually be double counted, which means you can fulfill the requirements for the two majors. Yeah. So you can see here that there are 2 modules that are highlighted in orange as well. So data science and psychology and applied data analysis in ecology and evolution. So these 2 modules actually uses the same statistical software called R. So they're used in different areas of research. So having used this program in both modules, this actually helps to reinforce my understanding and the application of these skills in different types of research projects. So what have I gained out of studying psychology and life sciences? I think first, I found this double major program to be a holistic one that provides depth and breadth in both areas. Secondly, I'm able to also integrate multiple perspectives to think and speak from multiple points of view from psychology and life sciences. At the same time, I have an increased understanding of research in both fields, leading to a greater appreciation for academia and research in these two aspects. Last but not least, I think this combination is academically demanding, but I think it helps to hone your time management skills, especially through this process called interleaving. What is interleaving, you may ask? It basically means to alternate the topics that you are studying, and this actually helps you to study more efficiently. Yeah, so you won't get bored of the same topics that you are studying for a long time. So beyond school, I've actually ventured into the field as well, exploring different types of internships and work stints to discover the areas that I'm interested in. So for example, I've had an internship at a psychology clinic where I used my knowledge learned in schools to publish blog posts and social media posts about psychology and mental health. I'm also currently a research assistant at the Institute of Mental Health, aiding in data collection for a cognitive assessment. And to get a better understanding of the special needs field, I have also managed classes of students with special needs at UROB. So these are some learning experiences that I had beyond school. Yeah, and to immerse myself in a new culture and to experience overseas experiences, I've also went for a winter exchange in Yonsei University in Korea, where I actually took an organizational psychology module, and I had the chance to interact with international students while experiencing Korean culture. Now for the fun part, my student life experiences. So in my journey, I discovered that mental health is an area of interest for me, and I decided to create this mental health fest, a ground-up initiative with my friend, which aims to raise awareness about mental health and direct resources to students. So we've had virtual booths, including a virtual VR experience, and 12 different conversations regarding mental health. And to serve the community, I've also stepped up as the Director of Special Projects at Fest Club, organizing character development programs and linking students to provide academic support for children from Jahaya community. Okay, so these are just some of the experiences that I've had. There are many more, which I can't cover today. It might be too long. Okay, so last but not least, to sum up, I would like to say that I think my journey as a psychology and life sciences student is likened to climbing a mountain, where there are actually many challenges that comes along with this course. However, it has been a rewarding and humbling one, as I've gained deeper appreciation of the two disciplines. I think importantly, it has allowed me to learn more about myself, my own interests, and the directions that I want to head towards in the future. So moving forward, what are some of the aspirations that I have? I'm hoping to gain experience in the social service or healthcare sector, and I'd like to continue serving the psychology community. And in the long term, I'm aiming to pursue masters in applied psychology in the future. Yeah, to become a counseling psychologist. So yeah, that's my sharing for today. Thank you so much for your attention, and I wish you all the best for your CHS journey. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So the way it goes is that I'm going to invite all the students to share first, then we're going to discuss the Q&A. So now may I invite Clarence to share with you his experience. Yeah.
Can you see the screen?
Yes, okay.
Okay, so a very good afternoon to everyone. My name is Clarence, and I'm a final year student from the Faculty of Science, majoring in Data Science Analytics with a minor in Economics. So today, I'll be giving a short sharing of some of my experiences with interdisciplinary learning and collaborations, and how these experiences have come to open up many doors of opportunities for me during my time as an undergraduate. So over the course of my experience with working on data-driven problem sets, I've come to realize that the insights that we gain as data scientists can sometimes be very much affected by global events and market forces. These include changes in the foreign exchange markets and even policy implementations by different governments around the world. As such, I was compelled to pursue a minor in economics so as to gain a better understanding of some of the key factors that will come to either directly or indirectly affect the global market, and ultimately, how this would come to affect the nature of the data they will come to collect and analyze upon. And as a data scientist, such insights are especially important. We would like to be able to identify the key factors and variables that will be significantly influential to the target of our study. So what have I gained from pursuing economics as a complementary minor to my primary major of data science? Well, I believe that for one, economics has definitely provided me with the ability to now be able to view a given problem from different perspectives by pivoting my thought processes from having to find solutions for making accurate predictions with data to exploring the causal relationships between different relevant variables. The field of economics has added much value to my learning by allowing me to tap onto different skill sets to address the different aspects of the given problem. So apart from my minor in economics, my experience with interdisciplinary work has also been extended to my participation in tech competitions organized by NUS and other industry partners. For example, in my second year at NUS, I participated in a data science competition titled IoT Datathon 3.0, where teams were tasked with designing an AI-based dengue forecasting model, which was capable of accurately predicting potential dengue outbreaks in Singapore. As one of the most diverse teams in the competition, in terms of the majors that we were studying, I found great value in my team's ability to be able to leverage upon the unique strengths, experiences, and expertise that were intrinsic to our diversity. And to our pleasant surprise, our solution, which was based and grounded firmly upon our interdisciplinary collaboration, saw us doing very well in the competition, where we came in first runner-ups overall. In fact, the organizers of the competition even noted that it was our very diversity and the genuine insights we showcased that set us apart from the other teams. Eventually, we were even accorded a feature on their website and was even invited to present our solution to one of the largest data science communities in Singapore, which was to be held at the Google's office. Adding on to that, I've also had the opportunity to take part in a module-accredited internship with DSO National Laboratories under the Undergraduate Professional Internship Program, or UPIP for short, where I was again placed in a group of diverse individuals from the engineering field as part of the pioneering automated protocol analysis team, where we were tasked to study and analyze the properties of various computer network protocols as part of our work. Even as a DSO intern, I had the opportunity to helm my very own project while working on some of the most state-of-the-art technologies that are currently used to strengthen the technological edge of our national defense. During my time with the company, I had the great pleasure of working with a dedicated team who were themselves domain experts in the various fields of STEM. Eventually, as part of the immense contribution that my team had accorded to the company, I was subsequently nominated and awarded the DSO Scholarship for Aspiring Researchers Award. And our work didn't end there. In late of last year, my team and I were even given the opportunity to formalize our work with the company into a research paper with the goal of publishing our work to an established computer intelligence conference. Having submitted our paper for review to IEEE SSCI 2021, we were ecstatic to learn that our hard work eventually did pay off as we received a strong acceptance for our paper by the conference's reviewing committee. This was one of the highlights of my educational journey here at NUS, as our work was a showcase of the establishment of novel solutions that we ourselves have contributed to the field of automated protocol analysis through our cross-disciplinary collaborations. Now, academics aside, I've also had the immense privilege of being the Vice Director of the Science Volunteer Corps, where I had the pleasure of working with a dedicated team who shared the same heart and passion as myself for volunteerism. As the volunteerism wing of the NUS Student Science Club, the Science Volunteer Corps serves as the bridge between members of the faculty and our two main beneficiaries, namely the Caregiving Welfare Association and the Young Women's Christian Association. As the Vice Director, I was responsible for organizing the various events that we were to have with our beneficiaries, as well as oversaw the work progressed by our three main departments, namely the Programs and Logistics Department, the Publicity Department, and the Marketing Department. One of my most memorable experiences in NUS will also include the time when a group of my friends and I decided to embark on a 15 days overseas CIP project to the village of Nha Hai in Vietnam, titled Project Nam Nam. During our time there, we were fortunate to be able to collaborate with two other Vietnamese universities as we worked to successfully install a solar-powered hydraulic pump system, which will serve as a means to provide an adequate supply of electricity and water to over 20 households residing in the village. So I hope that my sharing today had provided you into a glimpse of what you'll be able to experience here in CHS. And just like how the last 4 years has been for myself, I believe that your time here in CHS will be nothing short of memorable and one that you'll be able to leave NUS with having a very much holistic learning experience. And with that, I've come to the end of my sharing. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Clarence. So now you have heard from the two senior students. I would like to invite two Year 1 students to share with you their experience after having gone through the first semester in CHS. So let me invite Cindy to start first. Yeah.
Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so hello everyone, my name is Cindy and I'm currently a year 1 life sciences student under CHS, and I plan to specialize in biomedical sciences in the future. And so one of the CCAs that I'm in is that I'm also in the NUS Student Science Club. Okay, so let me go on to talk about why I chose NUS CHS. So a bit of a background. So I actually had a lot of options. So I applied to over 10 universities. So when I made my option, I did a lot of comparison across the programs, the biomedical sciences program specifically across the different universities. And I noticed that for other universities, they took a different approach where they require students to take the same modules for 2.5 years. So basically your first 2.5 years of your time in biomedical sciences is already laid out for you. But NUS took another approach where you only have to take 2 compulsory modules, which can be easily done in 1 or 2 semesters. And the rest are unrestricted elections where you get to pick the modules based on what you're interested in. And for me, that's what I wanted because I love the process of self-discovery. Even though I came in very determined to do biomedical sciences, I'm very open to the idea that my interests might change, and even the industry that I'll go into in the future might change as well. So for me, I wanted this process of self-discovery, and I feel like this is what CHS can provide me. And so another thing is that I really aspire to be a well-rounded individual. So under CHS, you will have to take 13 different core modules in your first 2 years. And even though you are required to do so, for me, I like that we have this requirement because it forces us to gain a lot of technical skills and a lot of soft skills that we wouldn't be able to take if we only took life sciences modules. And I want to be the person that is able to solve complex problems that transcend disciplines. So for me, this is what I wanted, and that's why I chose CHS in particular. So about my experience in CHS so far, I would say, firstly, it's quite eye-opening because you get to meet students from different majors across different modules. There's a lot of group discussions, and most of the time, all of your group mates are from different majors with different areas of expertise. And this really, you can really see how these like different areas of specialties and like knowledge come together. And then that's when the magic happens because everyone are able to introduce different perspectives into discussions. And another thing is that it really prompts like new interests in new disciplines. So for me, I surprisingly enjoy one of the modules called Asian Interconnectedness. And it's about the history in Asia, but I never thought that I would be interested in this until I took this module. So for me, I really like this process of self-discovery, and it helped me learn so much about myself and what I'm good at, what I'm not good in, and what I'm interested in as well. So another thing is that it's very inclusive. So there's always worries among students that I'm a science student, so I will definitely not do well in a social science or humanities module. But I would say the modules are designed to be inclusive. They're designed to be very introductory so that as long as you put in the effort to learn and study, you will do well in the module. And for one of the modules, the lecturers even gave statistics and showed that even though it's a social science modules, the science students actually did on average better. So I wouldn't say it's a problem because the lecturers have already made so much effort in making sure that the module is inclusive in the process of designing them. So this is not a worry that students should have coming into CHS. So some of my takeaways and plans. So one of my major takeaways is definitely on the technical skills and soft skills. So for example, by taking the modules from Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, I've gained a lot of reflective and communication skills through assignments like essay writing, group projects, whereas these forms of assessments are quite rare in life sciences modules. And furthermore, under CHS requirements, I'm also taking, for example, a module called Business Analytics from the School of Computing. And this allowed me to gain a lot of data analytical skills and programming skills that I might be able to use in the future as a scientist. So I want to talk about some of the courses from Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences that I'm interested in. So the first one is of professional interest, and this module is actually introduced to us in the other CHS module, and it really helped me to consider how I can utilize the digital age and utilize social media to my advantage as a prospective scientist. So this is something that I definitely want to look into, and you can simply take the introductory module to get a taste of how this field is like. And another module is solely for my personal interest. So I did a bit of a theater in high school. So, and this is something that I even heard from students from other faculties taking it, and they said it's very interesting. So really this shows that CHS gives you the freedom to choose what you want to learn during your time in NUS. And I think that is very powerful. And so a bit about the future. So research, internship, and student exchange. So to be honest, I came into NUS with the intention of doing research, but again, I'm very open to change and I'm open to trying things out. So to see if research is for me, I'm definitely going to try UROBs, which is the undergraduate research opportunities programs in science. And it's where you're attached under a professor and you will do research over a semester or 2 semesters. So this will probably help me figure out if research is for me and it's something that I like. But at the same time, I'm also going to try UPIP, which is a similar program, but for internship. And this is, I'm planning to do it in year 2 special term. And this is also for me to discover more about myself and see if, you know, research or internship is for me. And in terms of student exchange, I'm planning to go to Germany because I learned a bit of German in high school. And for me, learning a language is also about learning the culture. So I really want to, you know, pick up my German in university again through like taking language modules offered by faculties of arts and social sciences, like this module code right here. And then so hopefully in year 3, I will be able to go to Germany and experience the culture in person. Yeah. So that's my sharing overall. So I hope it provided some value to you guys. And yeah, thank you for listening.
Thank you, Cindy. Yeah. So now it's my pleasure to invite Vinny to come and share with us her experience in CHS.
Okay, I'll share my screen. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes. Can.
Okay, so I'm Winnie. I'm a year 1 declared history major, art history minor, and life sciences minor. Currently, I'm staying in campus. So if we did have the background, you'd see that I'm in my hall. I stay in King Edward. I'm currently also in 6 hall CCAs and 2 NUS CCAs. I'm in the History Society. I'm the Internal Events Director, and that makes me the PD for History Freshman Orientation Camp, as well as CFA's Art Ambassador 2022. So a little background about me, I'm actually a H2 Biochem Math Literature student JC. So my major actually looks quite interesting to most people. They always ask me why history. So why did I choose history? It's because it's very interesting. It's all Greek to me. A fun fact, I'm taking an ancient Greece mod this sem also. So I have no prior background. It's all very fresh and very exciting to me. So the way I see it is that, you know, in literature, you're studying text, you're studying a book, and in history, the text that you're studying is history. It's all the past events. So I found it rather cool, and I wanted to try something new since uni is this new phase of life. Might as well go all out. Then for art history, I have a lot of interest in Asian art as well as Singapore's arts and culture industry. I would like to probably join the museum industry when I graduate. And I also have this life science minor. Yeah, so because I was actually from a bio background also, I tutored H2 biology part-time as well. So I felt that life sciences was very of practical use to me, and evolutionary biology, which is something that we touched on briefly in the H2 bio syllabus, was very interesting to me, and I feel that I would want to learn more about it in uni, hence this combination. So what do I like about CHS? First of all, I enjoy the freedom and the flexibility. So when I actually joined CHS, I was a declared sociology major. I took the sociology intro mod, and I felt that I also took a history major, a history intro mod, and I felt that I actually preferred history more. So I switched my major to history, and yeah, I really made use of that freedom and flexibility that it gave us. So now my sociology is considered an unrestricted elective, and the freedom to explore different major and minor permutations. I think I can safely say that I'm one of the few people with this very, very rare major minor combination. And also, yeah, the freedom to explore courses outside of one's major. So yeah. Then currently I've taken almost 2 sems into university. What I can say about the CHS core curriculum would be that it's very interesting in general. So I've taken 7 out of 13 modules. So they explore a lot of different disciplines. So there's the social sciences, there's the data side, there's the humanities side, and of course there's more of statistics side of it. I found it rather mentally stimulating because some of these topics like philosophy, design thinking, Asian studies, they're all disciplines that I've never really touched before. So it's a very new and fresh perspective to me. And I realized that as I went through all these modules, they were very interconnected. There were concepts and ideas that we talked about in one module that appeared in another module. So it kind of just reflects how our world is really interconnected as well. And it is important for us to see these connections, to like synthesize everything we learn and apply it to our daily lives. So what I like about the core curriculum modules is that it offers me different perspectives and approaches, and it allows me to learn skills that my major does not explore, or even with science, it did not explore. So design thinking is something I've never ever touched, but I realize it's very, very useful. And data statistics with GEA, where we learn to use like software to like analyze different statistics, it's very interesting. And if I didn't take this mod, I wouldn't know that you could do it with just, I thought, in H2 math, you just had to use like a graphic calculator, but no, that's not the case. And what I hope to gain from my time in NUS would be to hone my critical thinking and research skills. So with modules like history and art history, it's a lot of reading up and a lot of like formulating our own argument. And in that, I would like to develop my own personal voice, because I feel that writing, you need to be very engaged with your writing, especially if you're doing a humanities module. So that's something I hope to gain. And in the future, I would hope that I can go for a student exchange program, probably either London, because there's a very rich museum scene, or Italy, because Italy has a very rich history as well. And I would like to go for internships in my year 2 and year 3 summer vacations. So currently I'm looking at the NUS Museum because I am under CFA currently, so it's kind of a convenient jump. And I would like to go for art history internship because I'm very interested in learning how to curate different exhibitions, etc. And currently, as mentioned, I'm the History Society's internal events director. So I would like to like broaden that scope and be involved in History Society's external events, because you learn how to liaise with different parties and learn more. And yeah, so that's all I hope to gain, and I hope you learned something from my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Winnie, and thank you everybody for the very, very insightful and nice sharings. So I hope the participants, you realize that our students, they take charge of their education journey, right? We did not plan this for them. We say that this is our structure, this is the flexibility built in the structures, but what you want to do, you decide what you want to do. So that's why the students, each of them take charge of their own education journey, and then they take part in things they are interested in, and they drive project they're interested in, they push frontier. So this should be the mindset of the student coming in. So we hope that you adopt this kind of thinking, this kind of plan when you come in. You don't have to have your plan laid out right on the day one, no need. You come in, you explore, and you can change your plan, you can build on your plan. Okay, so that's the idea. Good. So now we can go into the Q&A sessions. There are many different types of questions. I'm going to pick out the questions that are more specifically pertaining to the student life. Okay, and then we go through those first as priority, and then later we'll see whether we have time for the rest. Okay, so maybe the first question I invite Kaiteng to share. This is a question about what she shared. A double major in psychology and life science. Is it a lot harder than just major in either life science or psychology? Kaiteng, yeah.
Okay, I'll take that question. Thank you for the question. So I think very important to understand like how this how the double major works is that most of your unrestricted electives, so unrestricted electives basically it's flexible for a normal student to choose any kind of module that they want to take. You can take courses in business, science, etc. So for double majors, basically our unrestricted electives will be used as our second major. Yeah, so in terms of whether it's harder, I would say it is more challenging because you're doing more higher level modules in your second major. So for me, I have to take I have to fulfill the requirements of both psychology and life sciences. So I would have to take more of the higher level modules, like level 2,000, 3,000 modules in life sciences, as compared to someone else who doesn't have a second major, who may be taking more level 1,000 level modules, although that is limited to about 60 modular credits. Yeah. So, however, I do think that, if you have the passion and the interest in this topic, it will drive you far. I personally enjoyed my modules a lot, although it was challenging. But I have gained a lot, and yeah, I learned a lot from this second major that I had. Yeah. So I would say just go for it if you are interested in these two majors. Yeah.
Yeah, this is very important. So if you're interested, go for it, right? Yeah. And like what Kaiteng has shared, right? She took the space in terms of, that means she's consider using if you're a CHS student, you will consider using the space of the unrestricted elective, which is a 12 module. Now this unrestricted elective, everybody must do, whether you are doing a second major or 2 minor, or even no major, no second major, no second minor, you still have to do this 12 module. So in the sense that is a workload that you have already been committed to. It's how you package and plan this 12 module that allows you to gain your second major or minor. Okay, yeah. Okay, maybe I move on to the next question. I can invite Professor Cheng Su-Sin to say a few words. Other than NUS mod, what resources do students have on deciding which major, elective, unrestricted elective to pursue? Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, so of course you can explore the module requirements and everything, but you can talk to professors easily, right? So in Faculty of Science and Arts, you have a lot of different professors that teach some of these gateway modules. So you can talk to them about what are the following up modules they should take and so on. At the same time, in FOS, actually, we started this academic mentorship program as well. So there are some professors that are attached to you and you to them, so that you can ask them outside of class what they think about different types of modules and electives. And the third resource maybe that connects to some of the other questions about career prospects and everything. Actually, all CHS students are going to be, they are enrolled in a compulsory module called the Career Compass, where you will actually be assigned to career advisors. So these are professionals in the university who deals with career preparation. So they are the ones that can then guide you in terms of what to look out for in terms of the skills to develop, and also the different directions that you want to take your curriculum. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Susan. Yeah. So okay, the next question is for Clarence. Is a few cluster questions. It's about what do you learn in data analytics, coding, and then what is the difference between data science and computer science? So Clarence, yeah.
Yep, sure. I can take a question. So I think what's the misconception that many people have is that you just learn coding and you just go into data science learning full coding. But I think more than that, you actually learn about how to use data to your advantage. And I think as I shared just now, like a lot of the projects that I'm involved in really hinges upon how we are able to use data to solve real world problems, like how to predict dengue outbreaks in Singapore using past data and trends. So I think more than just the coding aspect itself, that is a practical tool. But on the theoretical side, you'll be actually exposed to how to identify what are the key variables to use, how to collect your data properly, how to clean it, how to do certain feature engineering with it. So all these are things that are very intrinsic to data science and what are very important to making sure that the models that you train are going to be successful and accurate and doing the things that you want. So that's for that question. So the difference so to answer the question about difference between DSA and CS, I'll say the main difference the similarities is that we both code, but the differences is that for CS students, usually they are more targeted towards the software engineering field, where they'll be trained on how to develop certain JavaScripts and certain things or web browsers that you see on the web. But for data science students, we are more driven towards the side of using data to do machine learning, to do inference, and to do sort of finding causal relationships between different kinds of variables. So if you are more interested towards the software engineering field, CS will definitely be something that you can consider. But if you like to be able to solve real world problems using data and to find this kind of intrinsic relationships that just plain numbers can even show you, I think data science is actually will be a very good course for you. Yeah.
Okay. The next questions I see here is how do you decide on whether double majors or second majors would be right for you? Maybe I can invite Cindy to share with us her experience. Yeah.
I don't think so far I'm not thinking about doing any double or second major, but like to be honest, I don't really know what the difference is, but so I don't think I can like help answer this question very nicely.
Okay, yeah. So maybe the senior students, would you like to share some of the experience, the thinking process you have gone through before you decide to plunge into, let's say, psychology and life science? Yeah.
Okay, so for me, my priority was that I wanted to get into a career in psychology in this field. And as a result, I chose that as my primary major. The second major came along because of my pure interest in biology. I was really fascinated by how the body works and how research behind it is done. So I pursued it because I just curious about it. I wanted to learn about it more at a higher level. And I thought university was a good time for me to just deepen my knowledge. Yeah, rather than going online to search on Google, right? I mean, it's quite difficult to get in depth. Yeah, and such I chose to take this second major.
Maybe I can add on. It is not a decision you must make very early in your journey here, because when students apply for CHS, that's all we need you to do. Just apply to CHS, yeah, and then we allow you to declare your primary major. If you don't declare, that's also perfectly fine. Then when the student come in, we will let you explore, try out different modules, and then in fact, that is the time when you learn more about the learning, the career prospect, and then you can decide what you want to do with your primary major and secondary major. Yeah, in fact, even just for the primary major, we allow you to use 4 semesters to explore and finally decide what you want to do. You see the flexibility in this, and even after you take a longer time to decide, right, it doesn't slow you down, because whatever you have done that you could have counted towards a UE and unrestricted elective, so on and so forth. So there will be like mentor who will work with you, and there will be some suggested study plan for you. Okay, maybe this one I can ask Cindy, and we need to reply. Was there something about NUS/CHS which you found surprising after joining the university? Yeah.
I think I'll go first then.
Okay, Winnie first, then Cindy. Yeah.
I think what I found interesting in university was the amount of freedom and liberty you had to decide what you want to learn and to how you can make use of that time. Because I actually have a 3-day work week in a sense that like I can really squeeze all my modules and all that into 3 days. So there's a lot of time for me to explore like my other pursuits, and like which mainly lie in like my CCAs lah, but that's something that I found pretty interesting. And I actually tutor on the weekends also, so that was really unexpected. I thought I would be drowning in like all my mods and everything, but that was interesting.
Okay, Cindy, what do you think? Yeah.
Yeah, so what I found surprising about uni was like how different it is from high school, because not in terms of like just the classes, where in high school you have people to monitor you doing things like every day. In uni, you're on your own, and it's up to you to assess your own priority. For me, for example, I find networking to be very important. So that's why I joined like CCAs, and I chose to become the alumni relations director, for example, for NUS Student Science Club. So it's up to you to assess your own priority and see what's important for you, and then prioritize on those like activities that you're doing. Or if for you gaining more, for example, technical skills are more important, you can invest more energy in some of your modules. So it's really all up to you right now. And so that's what I found to be very different from high school, because from high school, you are in a sense like forced to do everything, and you would never find the reason behind and the motivation behind everything you do. While in uni, you get to have that freedom, and it is up to you to decide what you want to do now.
Okay, so there was a questions about UROB, so maybe I can follow up on that. So what is required and the technicalities that's already answered. Maybe I can ask the student to share from those of you who are considering UROBs, what is so attractive about UROBs that brings you bring that module onto your so-called list of module to consider. Yeah.
I think I mentioned that I want to do Europe's
Yes.
in year 2. And so for me, right, because it's like you get the full package of what the research experience is like. So I've spoken to like upperclassmen who did Europe's. They said they spend like almost like every day in the lab every day. And I'm very excited for that. I know some people hate lab work, but for me, I'm very excited for lab work, even though it's a full day lab. So I really wanted to get that full package, even though I know it will be very tiring, but I know I will feel very like accomplished at the end when I complete it. And not only that, you get to choose what area of research you want to like go into. So as you take your modules, you'll start to know more and more professors, and you can contact them and ask them, oh, I'm very interested in this research that you're doing. And you can ask if they're available to do Europes with you. And again, you get that freedom of choosing, you know, what you want to learn more about. And then, yeah, so that's why even though I know I've heard so many horror stories about Europes, but I know this is something that I want to experience during my time in uni.
Good, very good, thanks. So there's questions that any one of you can answer. How has the transition from in-person to online lectures been for you? So how has it impacted your learning? If so, how? Okay, of course, also what are the adaptation? That means what do you change in terms of how you learn in despite the constraint because of this online learning? Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can take a question. So I think for myself, I had the privilege of having to actually go for a live lectures in my first 2 years of university before COVID struck and we had to move to online based learning. And I think that the transition was one that many of us had to become more accustomed to, because we now that everything's online, right? You have the flexibility to choose when you want to watch your lectures, whether you and how to plan your timetable around. But I think that and sometimes when you're having live lectures, you are able to meet the profs after lecture to seek certain clarifications. But for online lessons, usually the profs may need to move on to the next lesson, and you might need to converse with your prof through email. So I think these are some of the changes that we actually have that I actually experienced when we actually moved to online based. But I think so far the experience of actually the past 2 years on online has been rather it's been all right for me. I think I've managed to get accustomed to the whole learning based online thing. But hopefully when I think soon we're actually moving back to face-to-face lesson, you actually get to experience the in-person lesson that I think is really what defines the university experience, and things that it's very rewarding to have that face-to-face lesson, because one, you get to see your friends, you get to meet your classmates around, and you get to see your profs and interact with your profs physically. So I think moving forward as we transition back to face-to-face, I think something to look forward to is definitely the face-to-face lectures and tutorials.
Okay, anybody else have anything else? Any point of view on the same questions? Yeah. So if not, maybe I can invite Winnie to share a little bit because I think some of the students in the audience are probably considering whether they are going to stay in the hostel. Perhaps Winnie can share a little bit about what is it like to stay in the hostel and then try to manage so many different things coming your way. Yeah.
I think staying in the hostel, I enjoy staying in the hostel. I'm probably gonna stay in the hostel for another year. So I think every hall has its own kind of culture here. So the hall I've chosen, King Edward, is a more chill and it's a more chill culture. It's very quiet and a homey place. So I think if you want to join a hall, first of all, make sure you have a social battery to interact with people. But it's very happening. Hall life is very happening. You meet a lot of people from different majors, and it's very interesting to meet all of them. But if you're a person with a very low social battery, that may not be the best for you. It's also, but that being said, I do make my closest friends from halls because my neighbors are all just around, that kind of thing. And if you're talking about CCAs, if you don't plan to stay another year, you don't have to overcommit to many CCAs. Currently, I have 6 CCAs, but I think I'm managing okay. Like, I'm not on the brink of anything. Like, again, it's what you choose to commit to and what you don't want to commit to. if you want to stay in hall, for my hall, it's 4 major CCA, so I'm kind of going above and beyond, but I kind of enjoy it. It's pretty fun. You learn a lot. And for me, because my hall is more chill, I get to join sports that I have no background in because it's not competitive per se. So yeah, that's why I feel. If you want so to sum it up, if you want to join hall for like the whole life, the culture, go for it. But if you feel that you have other things to do, like you feel that you will be struggling with academics, you feel that you want to focus on NUS CCAs, or if you are going to work part-time, it may not be the best decision. Yeah.
In fact, just to add on, many students also participate in CCA despite the fact that they are not in the hall. So it does not mean that you're not in the hall, you cannot join CCA. Not true. So many of them still join CCA, then they manage it from their home, so on and so forth. Okay. Now, because of time, we have to wrap this up. I saw quite a number of questions that we didn't get to answer, but don't worry, because what we always do is we will convert the questions, and then we'll answer them, and then we'll put the answer in our Facebook page. So please on the lookout on that. And there's also quite a number of questions about career, which is just nice, because guess what? The next segment of this program today is we have invited 4 external employer to come and share with you about what they are looking for the future graduate, and so that you know, okay, so I must prepare myself with this kind of skill set in order to be able to excel in my career. Okay, so with this, I would like to thank all the students and Vice Dean and Assistant Dean for and also colleague to be in the sessions to help us answer questions either verbally or I know some of you your fingers are much faster than mine. Like this, you can't even see my fingers. Yeah, and then you type your answers very quickly. So I think now we are supposed to hand over the floor to either Mark or Lynn, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Prof Sow. Yeah. Okay. Yes. We have now come to the end of the session. We hope you enjoyed the sharing from our students, and of course, thank you also to Prof Sow. So before we conclude officially, we would like to invite you to participate in a poll, please. You will see the questions pop up in front of you. Poll questions.
Okay, so the poll question should appear. Yep, there we go.
Okay, yeah, I see it now.
It would be really great if you can help us to answer these questions, so that we can just get some information about and some feedback about how the session went and whether you found it helpful. So yeah, please do help us to fill in the poll. While you do that, just to highlight that this afternoon we are going to have a kind of a series of panels based on our different departments here. So from Asian Studies to Humanities to Social Sciences, all the information can be found on the CHS website, so chs.nus.edu.sg. So you can check out what talks and what panels you would like to join, and then join us this afternoon. Right after this, Prof Sow also just mentioned that we will be having at 1 p.m. an employer forum. So we have some industry veterans, some friends that are with us from various places like SPH, GXS, and Greenology. Yeah, so please join us and hear what they have to share. So if you have questions about career, about how that plays out within the NUS context and what life is like after CHS, that's something that you probably want to join us for. So I believe the link is the same link. So you will be closing this one, ending the stream and ending the recording, and then you can come back into the meeting and you join us for the employer forum. Yeah. So we have about 60-something% of people who have answered the poll. Yeah, just 4 questions. So if you can help us to answer those, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, and also your reply can help us to plan the department open house, faculty open house. So not just benefiting the next year batch. So we'll take those into account, and then when we plan the faculty level open house.
Yes, yeah. Exactly.
So just for information, the faculty level open house will take place around May, and then the department level engagement will take place around April. Please be on the lookout on our website where we'll announce the registrations and also the dates for all the various events. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Prof Sow. Yeah, so do bookmark the CHS web page and check back for more updates on future events, and where we will have kind of deeper dives into our departments and into the academic departments that you might find yourselves part of as well. Okay, so I think we're going to close the poll, and if you have any further questions, you can of course, visit our website, chs.nus.edu.sg. You can also contact us via email at askchs@nus.edu.sg, askchs@nus.edu.sg, it's on screen right now, or give us a call if you have any questions. Yeah, so we are gonna start on our employer forum in about 10 minutes. So hope to see you there. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining us today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.